back to offices help drive the recovery of the economies and the areas within these downtown city areas. Obviously, there's challenges, right? They also mentioned the fact that this is a unique labor market. The economy is running pretty hot. And so how do we get our people back in place without forcing them to, but still kind of needing them to? And how do we get our real estate, again, this is Boston Properties, how do we get our real estate to be an amenity, to be an attraction?
Since the workplace is no longer a mandate, it must be a magnet. And then each company will define their magnet differently around their culture and what their employees are looking for. And the answer, Peter, is what we're doing now is there's so much value in the process that you can't make those old assumptions of, you can't think about real estate as a container of people. You've got to think about it as a place to, as I keep saying, innovate. And it's the process is a way to engage your employees in the conversation and dialogue. People don't like things done to them. They like to do it with you, and everybody wants to be in the boat rowing. So the design process is a huge advantage when you're trying to get people to go through change or bring them back or do things differently.
So the term I always like to use is the frictionless workplace. And so that's not just how you're going about and working with your peers in the office, but how am I making it easier for my people to come to work? So picking up dry cleaning, working out in the building, bring my dog to work, daycare. In what ways are those buildings partnering with my business to make it easier for me to attract people and maintain people?
Yeah.
But the change for us was, as we're designing our new headquarters building, is thinking about how people move throughout their day and offering different choices of work points to meet them at different points in the day. So whereas pre-COVID, we would have designed a building that had metrics and had pretty standardized workstations, and the workstations would all be varied in different locations, but they would all be generally the same. Now we've changed things. We have basically 4 different types of workstations that we'll have in our new headquarters building. One is sort of your standard office, which is sit-stand desk. The other then starts to get more towards collaborative work, so it's more benching. And the idea is that as you maybe come in the morning and you're doing some tasks, you do those tasks, you move to a conference room, you end up doing work in the conference room with a group, then you come back and you try to iterate on that. And so you're using some different types of furniture that are there. Then you might need some privacy very quickly, just to put your heads down in order to get some emails out. And then towards the end of the day, you end up regrouping. It's 4 different types of workstations we've embedded throughout each floor to essentially understand that people aren't going to come and stay in one particular space in the workplace or in the office for the day, but they're going to move around. And what that provides is flexibility and choice.
Right now, research is showing that the younger people believe that skills are more important than network, which we know you need both. Common sense says you need both. But how in the workplace can we establish that upskilling? That's going to be a huge thing that you're going to start hearing about, is learning while working. And how can your environment support that and create spaces for all the different learning cognitive styles? I'm looking at an educator over here. So how can we make that happen kind of organically and formally? So we're going to be thinking about learning spaces.
Now when you start looking through the lens of even just letting people drop one day in the office, that's 20% of, so that's 20% you probably could take off of your portfolio. It doesn't mean, though, that there's a linear correlation as you're taking out desks that you're then going to just drop the real estate, or it's per person dropping that real estate. What the smart companies are going to do is reinvest and make sure that they're giving enough space to really emphasize the purpose of the office. So again, if you are just going to take desks out and you're going to recreate what people can do at home, they're going to stay at home. What you need to do is take some of those desks out, but repurpose that space, make it so much more effective for the employee when they're in the office that it draws them in and makes them more productive when they're here.
I think as you look forward, I think there's a lot that's going to change over the next 12 months. I think you are going to see more people coming back to work. My prediction is that by June of 2023, we're probably back at a 75% occupancy versus where we've been over the last year to 2 years.